So g'day and welcome back to the adventures of Ding Dong the Gullible. So today we have some banknotes from Hong Kong. So I have shown these in the past, but not these actual banknotes because these ones I've just gotten. And these are all the cent banknotes. Oh, not all of them, just half of the cent banknotes that Hong Kong did issue. They did issue some in 1941, but I haven't none of these to show at the moment. These are just the Uniface ones, first issued in 1945. So the first banknote, and the one that probably costs one of the highest, is the 1 cent from 1945. And, well, you probably go, why is it not dated? Well, not all banknotes are dated. A lot of banknotes, like, I don't know, United States banknotes they do have a date, but that's a frozen date. Then we have other banknotes that have also got a date of print of issue. So, and then you got banknotes like this one that don't have a date because it's just so small and it's not worth it. They didn't even put a serial number on it. So as you can see, the back is Uniface because at the time this banknote was pretty low in value. And 49 and 45 1 cent, you can pick them up uncirculated for about $15. So that's probably the cheapest you're going to get, the 1945 cent. Now there is a 5 and a 10 cent. So the 5 cent is green, so it's the same as the later ones that we have here. And the 10 cent 1945 is yellow. And the 10 cent 1945, even though I don't have one, you'd be paying about $50 in uncirculated. The 5 cent, probably the same, $40 to $50 in uncirculated. So, Hong Kong used these for about 4 to 5 years. They didn't issue coins until 1948, and that was a 10 cent coin. They issued a 5 cent coin in 1949 and a 50 cent coin in 1951. And between 1945 and 1951, there was no coin or banknote in between 10 cent and $1. So it's basically all the change was just made up of 10 and 5 cent banknotes. And for a brief period of time, coins. So now, as you can see on this banknote, it just says Government of Hong Kong in Chinese and English. Has the denomination in Chinese, so Yap Fan and 1 cent. And also just has some information about the banknote. And as you can see, you can only use this banknote up until $1. So if you want to pay something for $2, it's not legal tender for that amount. So then we have the Queen Elizabeth, the banknote. So these ones are issued in 1961 because, so the 1961 had a different signature. And the Queen Elizabeth II one, they have 5 different signatures. So they issued these in 1961 for Chinese New Year. So obviously there was a lack of coinage. They didn't issue a 1 cent coin, so it doesn't apply to that. But as you can see, this one's someone spilt something on it. Might have been rusted iron or a coffee. You never know until you do chemical analysis. So then we have the 5 cent coin. Even though they issued the 5 cent coin in 1949, so in the 50s, they would have had quite a few coins. In 1960, they probably had a lack of coinage because between 1950 and 1951 and 1957, there was no coins issued. And looking at the mintage figures, so you got 1958, you got 5 million, 60, 5 million, so and the population of Hong Kong at the time was probably about 3 to 4 million. So obviously there's probably not enough coins issued for the actual population to use. Even though 1949 had 15 million, 1950 had 20 million. So there was a demand for coinage, so they issued these 5 cent banknotes. Obviously these are probably printed in Hong Kong or somewhere close, and they're obviously quite easy to print. No real security features, no serial numbers, so you don't have to worry about that. And then we have the 10-cent coin. That was first issued 1948, so there might have been quite a lot of 10-cent coins. It seemed to have been the most common denomination that was issued at the time. So the mintage figures that I can see, so 48, 30 million, 49, 35 million, 50, 20 million, 51. Now you got 5 million. And then they next issued in 1955. Yeah, you got 10 million, 56, 3 million. Yeah, another 56. Heaton, 4.4 million. Yeah, 56. KN, 2.5 million. So it looks like it's actually quite a lot of 10-cent banknotes that were printed. So there must have been an excess demand of banknotes. And in the 50s to 60s, that's when tourism started to take off in Hong Kong. It wasn't until the 70s and 80s that they really took off. And as you can see, this one's well circulated. And there is another one as well, which has been less circulated. So that is quite a nice banknote. And because it's like an orangey colour, it's actually quite a nice banknote. It's one of the ones that I like. So the signature that you see on this banknote is the Cal Perforate, 1961 to 1970. Then we have this signature here. So this is the second one that only occurred on a 1-cent coin. This is Haddon Cave. So you've got Haddon Cave, 1971 and 81, so issue of 10 years. Then after that, you got Brembridge from 81 to 86. Then you got Jacob from 86 to 91. And McLeod from 91 to 95. And the last three seem to be a lot more common sale printed. And these were withdrawn from circulation, demonetised in 1995. So you can't spend these anymore. They're no longer legal tender. Hong Kong is a place in which, like, you have countries like Eritrea that demonetises all their older banknotes. So obviously this is 1997, no longer legal tender. They demonetised it, and only the 2015 one's legal tender. Then you got places like the United States, which never demonetised their banknotes. So even greenbacks from the 1860s, you could still spend it, even though it's worth more than face value as a collector's item. I don't know why you would do that. And then you got Hong Kong, which some of its old banknotes it has demonetised, but some of them they have not. Like all the big banknotes from before they reduced the size in, I think it's 1985, have been demonetised. All the banknotes from 1985, different issues, are still legal tender. So there you go. That's what Hong Kong has done. Okay, so I've already said the value of that banknote. The value of these ones, so these ones you could probably pick up for about $1 or $2 each, depending on the signatures. The earlier signature, you'll be paying, probably $2 to $3 for the 1-cent banknote. For the 5-cent, probably paying about $10 to $20. The same with the 10-cent banknote. So as a set of 3 banknotes for this one, in this condition, probably, I don't know, $20 to $30. So that's what you'd be paying. When I first purchased them in 2003, I think I got an uncirculated set for $10. But now you'd be paying at least $60 or $70 for that. So there has been an uptake in demand for these banknotes. Anyway, hope this helps you with your banknote collection. It's actually quite a nice set to get if you like, although it is not the cheapest. For a set of this, you'll probably get a whole set of Eritrean banknotes, even though I'll wait until those ones lose their value totally. before you even actually purchase them. Anyway, I'd like to say thank you very much and have an awesome coin and banknote collecting time. If you have any questions, leave them down below. Thank you and goodbye.